Hi, I'm Joe from River City Extension, and I play guitar and I sing.
Dan Melius, I play horns and sing and bang on random stuff every now and then.
I'm James, I play bass in River City Extension.
My name is Nick, I play guitar and various percussion in River City Extension.
Samantha Tacon, vocals.
My name's Mike, I play drums for River City Extension.
I'm Patrick, I play keys, organ, rockamine, tambourine, play in River City Extension.
Jen and I play cello. Was that bad?
The band got started. I was playing by myself for a little while under the name River City Extension. I recorded with myself, Mike, our drummer, but he was playing bass at the time, and Jen, our cello player. So it was the three of us for a while. He was playing acoustic bass, she was playing cello, I was playing acoustic guitar. And then through a long series of happenings, we picked up members at shows, and everyone was sort of playing in different bands. Nick was doing a solo thing. Danny was doing something with his life, and Pat O'Brien was playing in Mike's old band. And so just through a series of meeting people at different shows and showing them the songs and convincing them that the project was worthwhile, we decided to close doors last December, and that was the last that we were accepting members or accepting anyone to leave either. That's what we said, you know, it's the 8 of us and 8 is enough, so we're going to figure out how to make this work.
How did you two get together initially? You just sort of wandered in one day? Joe?
Actually?
Yes.
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 That's exactly how it happened. That is exactly how it happened.
He wandered into my life, and I'm going to let Joe tell the story, but visually, he walked in, this kid with a beard. He had like crazy hair all over the place. It was like the middle of the summer. He had no shoes on it, and he was inside of the Stone Pony without any shoes on.
Oh my God. He's like, what? Oh, it was high.
It was.
I'd be careful if I was walking around barefoot.
Shoes are on the bottom of my to-do list.
So needless to say, he walks in and he walks up to us, and we're by the soundboard at the Stone Pony, and he hands us, he's like, how do I play here? And that was it. And we were like, what do you do? And he's like, I got a band. And he gave us a CD. And we're like, yeah, we'll listen to it. And, you know, we do that a lot to bands sometimes, but we actually genuinely do get around to listening to it. Turns out the next day we did, jaws on floor, completely blown away by this recording that he did on his own on his laptop. And it was brilliant. And from that point on, we were like, whatever you guys are doing, we just want to be a part of it. We want to help you guys out. And we just took them on.
Billy O'Brien is, I don't know, he's like the Wizard of Oz, apparently. He's the man behind it all.
$1 million bill.
The mayor of fucking Asbury Park.
Great guy, just been a friend. He knows how to just cut the phone around and just get straight to business. But at the same time, he's a great friend too.
Describe Joe with one word.
Crazy, but in a good way.
Brilliant. For sure.
Maniac.
He's a character.
That shit crazy.
Harry.
Harry fits him very well.
Oh man, I don't even know. Harry? I'm Harry. I'm definitely Harry. There's no debating that. No one could argue with it.
Oh, I feel you in my sleep these nights, blues you come today.
The upcoming CD is really great. As you know, Joe writes a lot of the tunes, so a lot of it just comes straight from his soul. We cover a wide range of emotion. I told Joe when we finished and I gave my first listen, it's almost a very large emotional roller coaster, because it goes up and comes down, comes up, comes down, and everybody that's listened to it agrees with that.
It's a lot different from our last one. It's a lot more dynamic than the last one.
Really proud of how it turned out. It was a really good collaborative effort.
The unmistakable man is the man who cannot pat his guy friends on the back without saying no homo. He's the kind of guy who has to watch football and has to eat red meat because it's a manly thing to do. There's pressure in America on men to be unmistakably manly. They cannot veer from that path. They can't have emotions. They can't do this. They can't do that, especially not around their guy friends. And so the big joke was that we're a bunch of, you know, emotional guys singing songs left and right about getting our hearts broken or crying over this or crying over that or just being musicians, you know. And so the joke was that this was our experience with our having our hand at unmistakable manliness and failing.
Unmistakable Man to me is a record to reflect to. Musically alone, it just kind of evokes emotion whenever I walk home from work and I'm walking next to a lake and it's so peaceful and I want to just like think about like life and reflect. I always put that record on. I'm starting to get burnt out on it.
I've been listening to that goddamn record. I had a love affair text message off with Joe from River City the other night about how I love his band, and he told me I inspired him, and I told him I was disgusted at how much he inspired me.
So don't hold your hands now. Sing it loud. Sing it. But I think I might just wanna die. Yeah. I think I might just wanna. I'm too tired to dream what you wasted today. I think the way that you let me just die. I don't understand.
They're young, they have a ton of potential, and they're already where a lot of bands would love to be musically and business-wise too.
They have an amazing CD, they have an awesome team behind them, working with them. They have a good fan base in Jersey, and now it's time for them to get out on the road and start just playing shows.
When we started recording in September, I started growing a beard. And our record release is in May, so I have like a month.
Oh, we're gonna shave him. We're
May
shaving
7th,
him.
so we're gonna shave it.
We're gonna give him a puppy cut.
So we have our record release on Friday at Asbury Lanes, and that's a big accomplishment for us because it's our first full-length record. It's my first full-length record. It's my first band. So we put out an EP, but now we're putting out a full-length record, and we're playing with our friends Foxes and Lions, who are a new band this year that we've been working with a lot. We're playing with Brick and Mortar, who's another band that we've been working with a lot, drum and bass duo, real cool. And Roadside Graves, who I've never seen before, but I was always a fan of. So that should be exciting.
A live River City Extension show is a biblical experience, and just the energy that they all have on stage. I mean, they're there for the love of music, and it's an event. The crowd loves it. They're having more fun than anybody, I think, on stage, and it shows, and it's paying off. So it's worth it.
Where do I see River City going? It's a really exciting question because they seem like a band that has grown over years, but really it's like almost they came out of the box ready to take over the world.
Things never turn out the way that you think they're going to. You know, it's so easy to be like, I want to open for this band, where you might not open for that band, but you open for this band. You know, like you get good shows and you play good venues. For example, I've always wanted to play Bowery Ballroom. That's my dream, is to play there. And we got to play at, you know, House of Blues, which is you know, 5 or 6 times the size of that, and it was a great experience. But you can't like set your hopes too specific because it just doesn't happen the way you plan it to. You know, you have to be able to expect that. As far as like a long-term future, I hope to be doing it until I die. So if I can make it past the magic 27, then I think that we'll have a long career ahead of us.
I'm leaving. I got a postcard.